Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. But before we check out the charts, I just want to ask you to please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla and daily NVIDIA reports, daily analysis in the SPY, daily analysis in the Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and Apple stock, as well as two individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near term investor, always looking for 20% moves or more on those underlying stocks. And you get to see all of this for free. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. So check out wickedstocks.com. Let's take a look at the charts. I am going to start with this one. And that is to say that, we have that as an objective and we've tested it this week and late last week. 265.77 is our ceiling. We'd mentioned how, it's an area that you can sell. Whether you were already long Tesla, and I'm talking 2 to 3 week swing trading dynamic, not necessarily, on a longer term basis than that. So, this is kind of a 1 to 3 week swing trade, selling the mid 260s. In fact, the same formation on the weekly chart is 266.22, which we have combined and have combined them all week, narrowing daily because the daily version is obviously rising every day, and below which, now that we've tested it, and we've been mentioning this as an objective, what is now at 235.37 as a 1 to 3 week target. Now, volatility obviously spiked over the last couple of days, and a 1 to 3 week target is almost a 1 to 3 day target. 235.77 still in reach, and preceding 235.37 is an inside channel that actually held yesterday, and we've bumped that up to a session containment level. It may contain daily selling pressures today. Solid day trade level. I don't think it's a good 3 to 5 day swing trade level back up to the mid 260s. I could be wrong, but a day trade level nonetheless. If we break or open below 244.39 today, you should allow 235.37 intraday, where profits can be taken on any short positions that may have been established over the last week and a half or 2 weeks following the continued testing of this 265.77 formation. And you could consider going long at 235.37. And I'm talking to not only day traders, not only 3 to 5 day swing traders, but yes, 2 to 3 week swing traders, as we could rotate back up to the 265.77 formation within 1 to 3 weeks of testing 235.37. Sorry, yes, 235.37. Now, if we were over the coming weeks or two, or day or two, to settle below the 235.37 formation, we have a significant sell signal then that should play out through October and into November, this 177.40 channel bottom. Then consider, I think, a realistic 1 to 2 month objective if we wind up closing soon over the next week or so below 235.37. Let me get back to the daily chart, or this chart here. 244.39 can contain session weakness. Now, I show 255.77 here as a horizontal line. In the last minute, I changed that to 255.94. 255.77 is nothing more than the low of the high, but over the last 3 days extremes, 255.94 is your 5/8 upside Fibonacci, so just a hair above 255.77. If you want to sell 55.77, I don't have a problem with that at all. But I will say that holding above 244.39 will keep 255.94 in reach today. This may well be the range for the day. I don't want to predict the range of the day, but both of these levels are capable of containing at least intraday activity. Once again, if we break, especially if we open today below 244.39, 235.37, our 1 to 3 week objective, then in reach today, it may require a settlement today below 244.39 to then yield 235.37 tomorrow, Friday, where once again we can bottom out through next week, even the balance of October trade, because over the following 2 to 3 weeks we can rotate our way back up to what is now in the mid 260s and climbing before we know it into the low 280s. We could trade inside the parameters of this structure for the next several weeks, but if we close below 235.37, no good reason to own Tesla, in my opinion. If your time horizon is out to 2 months, because I would then anticipate this 177.40 formation over that time horizon. Back to the upside, pushing above not only 255.77, but as I said a moment ago, 255.94 does allow within the day. Now, I think this is doubtful. This is I think what could we could test 265.77 today. Certainly, there is some precedent for that kind of volatility, but it's pretty rare. And so, what I will say is closing above 255.94 does indicate 265.77 tomorrow, Friday. 265.77, the beginning of a narrowing zone of meaningful near-term resistance. Near-term for me is 2 to 3 week resistance, able to contain buying through next week, even into later October. And from there, of course, we can fall away back to what is now 235.37. It's not going to happen today, but if over the next week or so, we wind up closing above this structure, 265.77, 266.22 on the weekly chart. As far as the daily chart is concerned, there is a 6-month channel top. It's 306.40. That would be considered a realistic. This could be a 3 to 5 week target following a settlement above 266.20. And as far as the weekly chart is concerned, 306.40 is nothing more than the beginning of a wide zone of longer-term resistance up to 333.56. And this is an 18-month channel top that goes back to the January 23 low. So if we close above 266.20, we have let's just call it a 3 to 5 week target. This could take the better part of 2 months, perhaps, for reaching 306.40 up to 333.56. And I keep saying I'm going to create a chart that shows the fact that 306.40 is actually rising at a steeper pace than 333.56. And you can see how if you draw, and it's the same exact formation on the weekly chart, if you draw a trend line off these lows and project the same angle off of the high, you can see how it will, as we move into later year, converge anyway with 333.56. So this is another way of me saying that if we close above 266.20, we should ultimately reach 333.56 within a couple of months of doing so. But we're not there yet. And in fact, we still remain on our heels today below 255.77, 255.94, secondarily below 244.39, 235.37. If tested today, a met objective where profits can be taken and long entry made as we move into later October. If we test 235.37, you might reach for 265, 270 strike out of the money calls that don't expire. I would go 6 weeks out on that projected 3-week rally. Inversely, if we're testing the mid 260s, as I've been saying, you might reach for 235 or 240 strike out of the money puts that don't expire for at least 6 weeks on that perceived 2 to 3 week bearish rotation. It's about as simple as that, and I'm going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe, check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial, 2 stock picks a week. We've got another one coming out in a day or so. Earlier in the week, it was Occidental Petroleum, hit our support beautifully and has come off nicely. And there's plenty more of that, of where that came from. How do I say that? There's plenty of more upside for Occidentals, provided we don't violate the support that we show in the video. 2 of those a week, daily SPY, daily Triple Q analysis, weekly Apple stock analysis, etc., etc. You can see it all for 5 days free, no cost to you whatsoever. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. I will be back tomorrow with Friday's Tesla report. You have a great evening.